This is a review of ROCCAT Vulcan TKL Pro. This is one of the undamaged box from Amazon, so let's have a quick look around. Cutting the tape and opening the box, we have our keyboard on the top, and a USB-C to USB 2.0 cable that has ROCCAT's logo printed on. The cable is braided, but it comes with this cheap wire organizer that left quite a bit of tiny black strings on the desk when I first opened it. Anyways, continue on. Underneath our keyboard, we have a quick installation guide in the plastic bag. It is well packaged, but it just has some quick info that you can pretty much find a copy online. Taking the keyboard out of the plastic bag, I think it just looks very nice. I like how they utilize the space above the arrow keys to showcase their logo. It is just printed on though, so it might be brushed away very easily if you touch it too often. From the side view, the edges are very clean of our brushed aluminum plate, and look how thin the keycaps are. Anyways, taking a quick look on the back, we have 3 rubber padding on the bottom and 2 adjustable feet on the top, which are also rubberized. It's kinda interesting that the width of these flip-out feet are 2 times wider than a normal keyboard. On the top of the keyboard, we just have a USB-C port in the middle and nothing else on the sides. Without any software or driver installed, the keyboard comes with 2 onboard lightning profiles, which you can control it with FM plus arrow left or right. We have 4 different brightness levels including off, which you can control it with FM plus arrow up and down. FM plus control lets you quickly toggle on and off the keyboard lightning. The keyboard also automatically dims the lightning after a few minutes of inactivity. Before going to the next set of FM functions, I want to take a look at the media controls on the top right corner. ROCCAT included this volume knob that is tactile. You can feel the bump, but not hear the bump. I am testing it with my Chromebook here, but it works well with Mac as well. I kinda prefer a scroll wheel though, since you kinda need 2 fingers to adjust the dial. It's just a much simpler action to slide the wheel to control the volume. Beside it, we have a dedicated mute button, which I think is nice, but it's not very pleasing to press. The mute button changes the color with the rest of the keyboard and does not have an indicator for the mute on board. By including the volume wheel and the mute button, they join the print screen roll with the insert roll. You can still access print screen, scroll lock, and pause, but you will need to hold F and key for these. Getting back to the media controls, F9 to F12 lets you quickly play, pause, stop the music, and jump around the tracks. You can either control your playlist by holding the F key, or you can press Fn plus delete. When it turns white, F9 to F12 will behave as media controls as default without holding the Fn key. Fn plus End swap your Fn key to the Windows key and your Windows key to Fn key. A quick example, if I press Fn plus right control, my keyboard won't turn off the lights anymore. But if I hit Windows plus right control, then the light is off. Fn plus page down will toggle the gaming mode, and I believe all it does is disable your Windows key when the white light is on. And with all the Fn functions being covered, let's do a quick type test and we'll talk about the touch and feel. The keycaps are ABS, and as we kinda seen earlier, it is extremely thin that the stem is showing. The keycaps except the last row has this curve towards the center, which pockets my fingertips very well on each key press. However, for some reason, the W key also has a marker on it, which I'm not really a fan of. It's not a big deal though, just minor annoyance. Before ending the section on keycaps, I just want to point out how ROCCAT used these weird symbols for the tab, caps lock, and shift. I just found it interesting to look at. And if it's not obvious, the caps lock indicator is on itself and turns white when it's on. Moving on to talk about the switches. The switches that we have here are ROCCAT's proprietary Titan linear optical switches, which they featured this to last for 100 million clicks. I can't confirm if that is true, but from my typing experience, I think the switches are very smooth and pleasing to press. And the actuation force is not overly sensitive, so it doesn't give me as many typos as the Huntsman. Also, there is no holes under the spacebar, which make this board sound pretty consistent throughout. Now, the MSRP of this keyboard is marked around $210 Canadian dollar, but it goes on sale to $129 very often, so just wait for the sale. In conclusion, I think this keyboard has a really unique design, and it is very comfortable to type on if you like linear switches and want something optical. My two very minor complaints would be the volume knob, where it needs the full attention of my right hand to dial it, and the unpleasant marker on the W key. Other than that, I like the font of the letter, and there's barely any lightning bleeds from the keycaps. The keyboard sounds great and is very pleasing to type at the fingertips. It is definitely one of my favorite keyboards, and I would recommend it if you see it on sale.